The visuals drop us headfirst into a world of imminent danger. It's not just shooting stars, but a cataclysmic meteor shower tearing through the sky, crashing straight into a historical mansion. Whispers say it's divine retribution for a fallen young master. With this opening, the stage is set for a story packed with explosive tension. Morning reveals the aftermath. Two youths stand before the ruins, whispering about the giant, out-of-place meteor fragment lodged in the roof. Retribution? Or just baseless rumor? Fear and deference to the powerful simmer in the daylight. What unspeakable act did this so-called young master commit to earn such talk? The suspense hits us immediately. Cut to the alleged guilty party himself, the young master. He's in a complete daze, staring blankly into space in his courtyard for 3 whole hours until his loyal but oafish bodyguard, Sun Dalai, snaps him out of it with a clap on the back. Something is seriously off with this guy. Lin Xiu jolts awake in a strange bed. Where's this? Everything feels off. The persistent calls from his bodyguard Sun Dalai only add to the confusion. His memories, his body, the world itself, nothing fits. He feels like a stranger in his own skin. His consciousness flashes back an hour to a bizarre, fragmented dream. Soaring sword riders from fantasy clash with a horrifying vision of a grotesque black monster attacking a woman. This was no pleasant dream. It felt like a grim preview of the dangerous world he's about to enter. Waking up only makes reality more surreal. Sun Dalai is on his knees, weeping and asking why his young master doesn't recognize him. Lin Xiu is utterly lost. His memories are shattered. The life of Lin Xiu, young master of the Lin family, is a blur. And to top it off, he's not even wearing shoes. What the hell happened to him? He forces himself to settle. There's no going back. He has to accept this. Since I'm here, I might as well embrace this time travel. This is the first and most crucial decision he makes in the midst of the chaos. Hold on. Testing a wild hunch, Lin Xiu deliberately grabs Sun Dalai's hand. The moment they touch, his hair stands on end. A sci-fi-style holographic interface materializes before his eyes, flashing, loading. What in the world is this? Sun Dalai looks utterly confused, but Lin Xiu's heart is pounding out his chest. Success. Copy successful. The loading completes. An explosive surge of power floods his body. He, Lin Xiu, has just perfectly copied Sun Dalai's immense strength, ability through mere physical contact. The protagonist's cheat code has arrived, and it's this utterly broken copy skill. Ecstasy. Lin Xiu clenches his fist, feeling like he could punch through a wall. My power. He stares at his trembling, excited hand. Sun Dalai peers out from behind the eaves, utterly shocked. His young master seems completely transformed into someone brimming with ambition and raw power. Hypothesis confirmed. Lin Xiu's mind races. He remembers Sun Dalai mentioning the fragrant pavilion, home to a girl who can speak with animals. If his copy ability is real, this is his fast track to power. An arranged marriage? Family duties? All secondary. Right now, all he wants is to rush over and copy the next ability. Ignoring his attendant's tearful warnings about the marriage arrangement and the madam will kill you, Lin Xiu is laser-focused. Take me to meet the girl who can speak with animals. The guide smiles, thinking she's just escorting another spoiled noble. She has no idea she's leading a monster who will rewrite the rules with copy. He meets Hime, the girl with a tragic past and clear eyes. She effortlessly translates the chirps of a caged bird. The rumor is true. Lin Xiu is thrilled internally, but keeps a calm facade. Looks like it's true. This girl can really speak with animals. So then, a devious plan takes shape in his mind. He makes his move. Then I won't hold back. He grabs Hime's hand. The familiar loading interface pops up again. Faster, come on. The copy progress skyrockets. 80%, 90%. Victory is within grasp. Lin Xiu can't help but let a smirk creep onto his face. But just as the progress hits the crucial 90% mark, a sudden shout and a loud crash interrupt the process. Loading failed. The prize snatched from his grasp at the finish line. Lin Xiu's elation freezes solid, instantly replaced by towering rage. After all that effort, someone had to ruin it. He has officially lost it. The saboteur reveals herself. Outside the fragrant pavilion, a young woman with cascading black hair and a fierce aura blocks Lin Xiu's path. It's Zhao Lingyin, the second miss of the Zhao family. Lin Xiu, come back with me. Her tone is icy, brooking no argument. And Lin Xiu is at the peak of fury after his interrupted copy. Conflict erupts. Who are you to me? Why should I listen to you? Lin Xiu roars. Zhao Lingyin has no patience for words. She strikes. A blast of frigid energy from her heavenly frost art instantly subdues the furious Lin Xiu. If it weren't for you being my future brother-in-law, I wouldn't bother. Well, there it is. This fierce girl is actually his fiancée's younger sister. When Lin Xiu wakes again, he's face down on his own bed, his backside on fire. Sun Dalai informs him that Miss Zhao Lingyin carried him back, leaving a mark of affection on his rear. Lin Xiu is mortified, but Sun Dalai's next words are the real thunderclap. Not to mention you have a marriage arrangement with her elder sister. Marriage arrangement? What marriage arrangement? Lin Xiu's mind goes blank with shock. He, a freedom-loving transmigrator with a soul older than his body, is shackled by an arranged marriage. To the elder sister of that violent girl? This starting scenario is absolute hell. A double blow. Checking himself, he confirms the copy of Imei's beast language failed. But, in the depths of his despair, he suddenly notices a familiar chill swirling in his palm. Wait, is this Zhao Lingyin's heavenly frost art? Was it accidentally copied during their physical clash? Every cloud has a silver lining. Hope in the darkest hour. Lin Xiu clenches his fist, his eyes turning razor sharp. It seems I need to find a way to enter the academy and copy even more abilities. In this world, strength is what matters. For power, enduring a beating from his future sister-in-law is worth it. He immediately decides to return to the fragrant pavilion and finish what he started. He succeeds. Taking Himei's hand again, this time with apology and comfort, the system prompts copy successful. Beast language acquired. He consoles the girl with the tragic past, offering a sliver of hope. As he leaves, seeing her grateful, almost clinging gaze, his mind is already calculating future returns. Once Miss Himei becomes a successful proprietor in the future, I'll make sure to visit often. This guy's playing the long game. With two abilities now in hand, Lin Xiu feels refreshed. But unbeknownst to him, the gears of fate are turning faster. Elsewhere in the city, the actual fiancée, Zhao Lingyin's elder sister, Zhao Lingyin herself, feels a sudden, inexplicable sense of foreboding. Her own tangled, complicated story with Lin Xiu is just beginning. Another day, another public shaming by Zhao Lingyin. She's got him by the collar, fury in her eyes. You dare visit the brothel again? Lin Xiu can only feign innocence. But when she threatens to cancel the marriage contract with her sister, a light bulb goes off in his head. He turns around, beaming. Cancel it? That's a wonderful idea. The tables have turned completely, leaving Zhao Lingyin utterly speechless. Suggesting a broken engagement? That's a declaration of war. Zhao Lingyin explodes. Who do you think you're to look down on my sister? A palm strike comes flying. Lin Xiu's too slow, his wrist gets caught in a vice-like grip. But in that instant of struggle, a surge of cold escapes him. Not martial arts, but something much rarer. Zhao Lingyin's fury gives way to pure shock. You awakened an ability? His secret's out. Zhao Lingyin's initial shock melts into a terrifying, smiling threat. Train it well. If I catch you at the brothel again, I'll break your legs. She's smiling while saying this. Who does that? As she stalks off, leaving Lin Xiu bewildered and sweating. One thing's clear. For all her hostility, she seems weirdly pleased by his sudden awakening. Just when he thinks it can't get worse, it does. Sun Dalai rushes in. Young master. The master and madam are back. Panic. His new parents are here at Lin Manor. How does a fake son cope? Seeing the noble couple at the gate, Lin Xiu plays his only card. He puts on a vacant look and asks, Who are you? The impact is immediate. Madam Lin shatters. Incredibly, his ridiculously specific lie. Hit by a falling star, lost memories, awakened an ability, is swallowed whole. At the family dinner, tears flow freely. His father scraps talk of lofty ambitions, just wants him safe. His mother heaps his bowl with soup. The raw, unconditional warmth of it all hits Lin Xiu like a freight train. This is what a real home feels like, something his previous life never gave him. A subtle shot hints at the lingering awareness and distance beneath the familial warmth. Moved as he is business. When his parents hesitantly mention the Zhao family engagement, Lin Xiu seizes the chance. I agree. The gap between our families is too wide now. Best to cancel it cleanly. Bingo. This is music to their ears. Delighted, they start planning an immediate new match, and even drop hints about grandchildren. Lin Xiu's blood runs cold. He leaps up and makes a break for it. I'm only 18. Desperate to escape the marriage pressure, Lin Xiu throws himself into training. But mastering heavenly frost art is slow, so he gets creative, helping the servants with chores to build strength. And it works. Lifting a heavy wooden table one-handed reveals the truth. Practicing one ability subtly enhances his other dormant potentials. He's reveling in this discovery when a familiar, chilling voice cuts through his triumph. Of course, speak of the devil, and she appears. Zhao Lingyin blocks the doorway, her presence as chilling as her ability. The servants freeze in fear. All Lin Xiu can think is, great, the tigress is back for another round. Here comes the lecture. But this time, there's no lecture, no violence, just three icy, commanding words, come with me. No explanation, no room for argument. Lin Xiu is left speechless, his mind racing. What now? Is this a trap or a lifeline? Chapter 4 begins. A new academy arc dawns, and Lin Xiu's fate is about to take another sharp turn, set in motion by Zhao Lingyin's cryptic command. Zhao Lingyin drags Lin Xiu to the prestigious Yishu Academy, the elite school for ability users. She's arguing passionately with the dean. You promised me. But the elderly dean looks troubled. It would have been different if he'd awakened earlier. The deal is slipping away. Zhao Lingyin's frustration is palpable. Then, a miracle. The dean relents, presenting Lin Xiu with the official student tokens. He's in. Shock and disbelief wash over Lin Xiu. My dream of entering the academy was granted by my sister-in-law. But the dean's final words seal his fate. His future training is entirely in Zhao Lingyin's hands. The brief moment of joy is instantly replaced by dread. On the streets, rumors fly. No one believes the useless Lin heir awakened on his own. They whisper it's the Zhao family's doing, atonement for the elder sister, Zhao Lingyin, rejecting the marriage years ago. And they're right. Zhao Lingyin pushes this hard to fulfill a family debt and her sister's buried guilt. A Zhao family promise is never broken. Back at the Lin residence, Zhao Lingyin offers rare encouragement. Your awakening was late, the outcome uncertain, but anyone could be a dark horse. Is she being nice? The warmth lasts precisely 3 seconds. She smashes a slate with her fist, reverting to her true self. My sister has awakened 5 times. To catch up, you'll train like your life depends on it. Slack off, and I'll beat you senseless. Lin Xiu facepalms. Knew it. And so, the brutal training begins. Lin Xiu's days are now pure torment. Practicing his ice-based ability in the summer heat is like trying to start a fire underwater. Progress is glacial. The manuals say to train in compatible environments, but unless he moves to the North Pole, he's stuck sweating and producing frost flakes. Frustration is his constant companion. A breakthrough. Stuck in his frost training, he accidentally crushes a stone ornament. I barely touched it. A theory forms. He tests it, lifting a massive wooden table with ease. Eureka! Practicing one ability enhances the others too. He's celebrating his genius, hoisting furniture like a trophy when the door slams open. Speak of the devil. Zhao Lingyi marches in, and her opening salvo short-circuits his brain. Take off your clothes. Lin Xiu reddens from ears to neck, frozen in mortified shock. That's inappropriate. I'm a virgin, and you're my sister-in-law. His panic protest is cut short. Zhao Lingyin clarifies, not with words, but with action. The item in her hand isn't what he thought. It's a cultivation artifact. It needs direct skin contact to channel frost energy. With a flash of blue light, his regular clothes are obliterated by the artifact's power, shredding into rags. The misunderstanding is complete and utterly humiliating. After a grueling and profoundly awkward training session, it's over. Zhao Lingyin leaves, her face flushed. She blames the cold, of course. Lin Xiu, legs trembling from exhaustion and residual embarrassment, leans weakly against the doorframe, muttering a feeble farewell. The air between them crackles with a tension that's no longer purely hostile. Something new, strange, and utterly confusing has been added to the mix. The moment Zhao Lingyin is out of earshot, the ever-present spectator, Sun Dalai, sidles up. With a lecherous grin, he whispers his theory. Young master, are you aiming for both sisters? Lin Xiu's jaw hits the floor. He can only stare in speechless, wide-eyed horror at the sheer audacity of the suggestion. His life just keeps getting weirder. Chapter 5 begins. Lin Xiu's life shifts gears again. His father's connections land him a post in the government, pulling him into a world far more complex and perilous than the academy. No escape. His father pulls strings, securing him a cushy observation post at the Qingli Bureau. Lin Xiu complains to his bodyguard, Sun Dalai, calling him a coward for always running. Sun Dalai shrugs triumphantly. Can't fight your sister-in-law, but I can outrun her. Point taken. The next day, An unenthused Lin Xiu heads to the government office with his fleeing expert in tow. The office is quiet, the job stable. Lin Xiu is musing on his parents' efforts when a murder case drops into his lap. The accused is Qin Song, a wealthy young master, charged with luring a virtuous woman, Miss Wang, with money. She turned up dead the next day. In court, Qin Song denies everything, smearing the victim's reputation. The grief-stricken father kneels, begging for justice for his daughter's sullied name. The focus shifts to a key piece of evidence, hinting that the surface narrative is a lie. Watching the presiding official swayed by Qin Song's slick defense, ready to rule it a suicide, something snaps in Lin Xiu. He strides forward, his voice cutting through the courtroom murmurs. Your Honor, wait. She did not kill herself. He points to the body, wielding half-remembered forensic knowledge from his past life. A suicide victim's feet go slack. Hers are tense. Her tongue isn't protruding. Her face lacks the telltale discoloration. These are all signs of a swift, violent murder, followed by a staging. In an instant, the entire case flips on its head. The evidence is irrefutable. The gavel slams down. Too many suspicious points. Qin Song is remanded into custody. Case closed. The old man weeps, kowtowing in gratitude. The watching crowd buzzes, praising the new official's sharp eyes. For the first time since arriving in this world, Lin Xiu has used his wits to deliver real, tangible justice. Justice is swift, but vengeance is swifter. Mere hours later, a freed and furious Qin Song ambushes Lin Xiu outside the academy gates. His smile is pure malice. Thanks for getting me detained for 2 hours. Breaking a couple of your ribs seems fair now. Lin Xiu is on high alert. Fighting is forbidden inside the academy. But we're outside, Qin Song sneers. His foot slams down, and the earth itself erupts in a barrage of jagged stone spikes aimed at Lin Xiu. Reacting on pure instinct, Lin Xiu unleashes his heavenly frost art. A thick sheet of ice surges from the ground, intercepting the stone assault. But Qin Song is a genuine earth-rank ability user, launching a full-power ambush. His force overwhelms Lin Xiu's fledgling power. The ice shatters, splinter by splinter. Death is imminent. Then, a blur of frigid blue. A figure materializes between them. A pale, slender hand clamps down on Qin Song's empowered wrist like a vice. Zhao Lingyin. Her gaze is glacial, her voice colder than her ability. Zhao Lingyin, let me go. Fighting is forbidden. Qin Song roars, struggling uselessly against her grip. Lin Xiu can only stare, stunned. Sister-in-law, ignoring the protests, Zhao Lingyin pins Qin Song with a look of absolute contempt. The pressure of a true heaven-rank warrior crushes the very air. Lin Xiu's deadly crisis is over. The tables have turned, presided over by the most unlikely and most terrifying guardian. The case is solved, but the sore loser Qin Song ambushes Lin Xiu right outside the Martial Academy. He may be dumb, but his Earth-rank Earthstone ability is solid, launching a devastating attack. Qin Song is blasted away, tumbling pathetically before fleeing with a parting threat. Zhao Lingyin calmly sheaths her power. That's just Earth rank. Not worth a mention. Once you awaken, he won't even touch your robes. Her words ignite a blazing desire for strength in Lin Xiu's heart. But one crisis has barely passed when another erupts. On a late-night journey home, his newly copied beast tongue ability makes his loyal dog erupt in frantic barks. Master murderous intent. Before the thought finishes, a venom-coated blade strikes from the rooftops. Young master, get back. Sun Dalai roars, blocking the blade. But this is sword chi, and it's laced with poison. In protecting Lin Xiu, Lao Sun takes the fatal blow directly, venom swiftly spreading as his powerful frame collapses. With a black-clad assassin ready to finish them, Lin Xiu thinks fast. Using his Earth Spike ability, he creates a path to escape, dragging the poisoned Lao Sun with him. Every second counts now. He needs to find a top-tier healer. Immediately, miraculously, the kind medical genius Bai Shuang is summoned. Her hands glow with warm light as she channels her power into Lao Sun's forehead, forcefully expelling the deadly poison that had reached his core. Sun Dalai's life is saved. Watching this miraculous healing unfold, a new idea sparks in Lin Xiu. This power is beyond incredible. I must find a way to copy it. As he bids Miss Bai farewell, his mind races, calculating a natural way to make contact. But just after seeing Miss Bai off, Zhao Lingyi materializes behind him like a ghost. Lin Xiu jumps out of his skin, stammering explanations. She simply states, I came to confirm if you were dead or not. Then she adds, the attacker, probably sent by Qin Song. But the real mystery hits next. The scene shifts. In Qin Manor, candlelight snuffs out abruptly. Qin Song, in his own home, points a trembling finger at a figure. It's you. In the next moment, slash, a swift blade. The arrogant noble who just vowed revenge on Lin Xiu is found dead in his own bed. The reason inscrutable. The true mastermind is still out there. Qin Song's death rocks the capital. The official verdict is in. A female assassin with disguise or invisibility powers, targeting nobles who escape justice. This case has nothing to do with Lin Xiu. The immediate threat is gone, but a shadowy killer targeting the powerful. The waters just got deeper and more dangerous. The storm calms, revealing everyday warmth. Lin Xiu walks the streets, greeted by the grateful neighbors from the Wang family case, practically shoving baskets of steaming buns into his hands. Master Lin, we can't repay you enough. Please take these. The simple kindness of common people is the warmest reward. As he struggles with the armful of buns, guess who happens to walk by again? Zhao Lingyin. He quickly offers a bun, only to get a frosty, I'm not hungry. Then, she reaches out and flicks his forehead. Lin Xiu, you're actually a good person. An out-of-nowhere good guy card leaves the protagonist utterly stunned. Lin Xiu doesn't dwell on it. He finds Yellow Bluster, the stray dog that warned him during the attack, nearly starved. After feeding it buns, he crouches down, petting its head. Come with me. I'll make sure you're fed. A loyal, danger-sensing spirit hound? Now that's a solid long-term investment. Beneath the warmth, undercurrents rage. In the Justice Department, an official wants to close the case hastily, even executing the scapegoat to settle the matter, erasing the Wang family's injustice forever. But another, principled official slams the table. The case can end, but Wang's innocence must be restored. Lin Xiu doesn't yet know he has such support. Life returns to some normalcy. Under the watchful and brutal eye of Instructor Zhao, Lin Xiu's cultivation advances by leaps and bounds. After one punishing session, he pushes his limits too far and collapses from exhaustion. Zhao Lingyin carries him home, stating curtly, going too far is as bad as not enough. Rest for a few days. When he wakes, he's greeted by his mother, the woman whose son he replaced, and a feast of home-cooked food she prepared by his bedside. The care in her eyes, it's the pure, familial warmth his old life never knew. This profound, simple love gives him, for the first time, a true sense of belonging in this strange world. Under Zhao Lingyin's relentless training, Lin Xiu's cultivation skyrocketed, but his body paid the price. He collapsed mid-session, completely spent. Waking up at home, he found a feast prepared by his concerned mother. Looking into her eyes, a strange warmth bloomed in his chest. For the first time in either of his lives, he truly tasted what home could feel like. The first bite washed away all fatigue and the lingering sense of being an outsider in this world. Unconditional care hit differently. His loyal guard, Sun Dalai, was back too, healed and ready. But the empty coffers weighed on Lin Xiu. He gathered his few coins. It was time to let the servants go, to tell them the Lin family could no longer afford them. But the outsiders he expected to leave? Not a single one took the money. The old servant who raised him, the cook who fed him, they all knelt, refusing to abandon him. Wherever you are, young master, that's our home, even if we only have gruel and pickles. In that moment, the crumbled manor he was reborn into solidified into the most unshakable home he could ask for. Home was secured, but money was still a glaring hole. Then, heaven sent a business opportunity straight to his doorstep, a scorching heat wave. Ice became more precious than gold in the capital. While others fought over scraps, Lin Xiu looked inward at the heavenly frost technique he'd copied from Zhao Lingyin, and a distinctly mercenary grin spread across his face. His target, the capital's top-tier restaurant, Pavilion of the Plucked Moon. Lin Xiu strode in with Sun Dalai, and, with a casual flick of his hand, froze a bowl of hot soup solid right in front of the stunned manager. This wasn't a business pitch, it was a power move. Lin Xiu laid it out straight, an exclusive ice supply deal. 50 taels of silver per day. Take it or leave it. The manager, a sharp operator himself, saw the chance for a monopoly. He gritted his teeth and upped the offer. 50 taels a day, plus bonus per barrel, on one condition. Lin Xiu's ice was exclusive to him. Lin Xiu pretended to hesitate before reluctantly agreeing. At that moment, the capital's undisputed ice king was officially crowned. Business boomed. The money chest grew, so heavy even Sun Dalai struggled. Gloating over his fortune, Lin Xiu's path crossed the one person guaranteed to ruin his mood, Miss Patrol herself, Zhao Lingyin. The sight of him lugging a massive chest of cash made her frosty expression turn into outright disapproval. Are you that desperate for money? Zhao Lingyin's tone was accusatory. Isn't it obvious? Lin Xiu retorted, shaking the chest. This sparked a full-blown street debate. To her, a noble, openly chasing profit was undignified and a disgrace. To him, earning honest money with his own power was nothing to be ashamed of. Let them look down on me, he shot back. A clash of values, right on the main street. In the midst of their argument, a beggar woman appeared with a sick child. Zhao Lingyin's instinct labeled her a scammer. Without a word, Lin Xiu scooped a handful of silver from his chest and gave it to her. This wouldn't even buy a meal at the pavilion, he said lightly, but it might save a life. Is that a loss? For the first time, doubt flickered in Zhao Lingyin's cold gaze. The post-argument tension was thick. Defying all logic, Lin Xiu invited Zhao Lingyin to a humble noodle shop. Slurping noodles, he explained his real motive. The money wasn't for him, but to make life better for the servants who chose to stay. He called them family. His words were casual, but the weight of care and responsibility behind them was unmistakable. As he spoke, Zhao Lingyin's icy demeanor thawed. Then, she did the unthinkable. She gave him a nice guy compliment. You're greedy and lustful, she admitted, sounding oddly flustered, but you're frugal, kind-hearted, and stand up to bullies. You're a good person. Lin Xiu was floored. Was she praising him? Did the world just flip on its axis? Just as Lin Xiu was basking in this unprecedented warmth, Zhao Lingyin dropped the ultimate bombshell. When I return from my trip, she declared, I will proceed with arranging your marriage to my elder sister, Zhao Lingyin. Marriage to the terrifyingly powerful and even more terrifyingly temperamental eldest Zhao sister. Lin Xiu's chopsticks clattered onto the table. The momentary warmth vanished, drowned by sheer, unadulterated terror. This wasn't a reward. It was a death sentence. Before Lin Xiu could recover from his impending marriage crisis, another lightning bolt struck. A messenger from the palace arrived. The emperor had issued an edict. All ice ability users in the capital were to be summoned to the palace to make ice. And Lin Xiu, the newly minted, secretly fake ice manipulator, was on the list. No time to think. Lin Xiu was escorted into the depths of the palace by Chief Eunuch Li. First stop, the empress's quarters. The empress, proud and aloof, cradled her pet cat. Lin Xiu bowed his head and got to work, but his speech ability kicked in, letting him hear the cat's internal monologue. Mistress holds too tight. Can't breathe. Ew. He nearly lost his composure. Surviving the empress's scrutiny was just the warm-up. The next stop sent a chill down his spine. The Winter's Blessing Palace, residence of Princess Mingi. Even before entering, a palpable, scorching, and oppressive aura washed over him. The heavenly frost, energy inside him suddenly became erratic, churning violently as if facing its natural enemy. Sure enough, the legendary, tempestuous Princess Mingi spared him not a glance before spitting out the command. Get lost. The sheer unadulterated hostility, combined with the violent conflict within his own power, made it hard to breathe. In that instant, he knew this princess wielded the exact opposite of his ice, the power of fire. Somehow, he finished the task under the princess's suffocating aura, completely drained. Just as he thought he could finally escape, Chief Eunuch Li stopped him with a smile, presenting a small box. A reward from His Majesty for today's diligent workers, he said. Lin Xiu opened it, and his eyes widened. Inside lay an elemental crystal, pulsing with pure frost energy. A priceless treasure that could directly boost one's elemental power. Exhausted, he finally stumbled out of the palace gates late into the night. Waiting under the moonlight was a familiar, aloof figure, Zhao Lingyin. Without a word, she handed him a heavy pouch, the day's payment from the pavilion of the plucked moon. Taking the still warm pouch, looking at this fiancé who was all frost on the outside but secretly thoughtful, the day's exhaustion and the palace's stifling air seemed to melt away, just a little. Brothers, our man Lin is absolutely wiped after a whole day in the palace, making ice for the emperor. He's running on fumes. But plot twist. Chief Steward Li stops him on the way out. A reward from His Majesty himself. A yuan crystal. Boom. The look on Lin's face says it all. This thing directly boosts elemental power. This, my friends, is called a hard day's work paying off big time. Done? Not even close. You think the emperor's treasure comes easy? No sooner had he pocketed the crystal than a gatekeeper drops the bomb. From now on, report to the palace every other day. So much for downtime. Lin's calculating his escape. Thanking his lucky stars, he stockpiled 15 crystals. This schedule is brutal, dragging his empty shell out the palace gate. Who's waiting for him under the moonlight? None other than Zhao Lingyin, his frosty fiancée, ambushed right at the exit. But hold up, she's not here to fight. She shoves a pouch into his hands. Ice money from Jiayue Tower. Way down by coins, Lin understands. First bit of warmth after a grueling day from his stern betrothed. Reluctant acceptance on the outside. Sweet, freeloading satisfaction on the inside. Their dynamic is something else. Starving, Lin wants a late-night bite. Lingyin insists she isn't hungry, then promptly sits down at the stall. Watching him shovel food like a starving man, her eyes go wide. You can finish all that? Bro, he's been working magic for the Emperor all day. Dual drain on mind and body. Miss High and Mighty's icy composure shatters completely against Lin's ravenous appetite. Stuffed and satisfied, time to head home. But Lingyin tenses up. Strange, I clearly sensed hostility earlier. Pro-bodyguard instincts are on high alert. And Lin? Dude's just recharged his batteries. Feels like he could take on the world, oblivious to any danger. All he wants is bed. One's hypervigilant, the other's blissfully ignorant. The contrast is golden. Cut to scene. Who's stalking them? Two masked figures on a roof. Target identified. Lin, alone. Eavesdropping on their convo chills the bone. That last shadow guard spooked the grass snake. He's cautious now. That woman can't protect him forever. Confirmed hits out on Lin, and they know he's got backup. The threat level just skyrocketed. New day, new hustle for Lin, the working man. Juggling the academy and his government job is risky. Solution? A flash of genius. 2 hours later, the entire censorate office is turned into a chill zone courtesy of his ice magic. Free AC and unlimited popsicles in the summer heat. Colleagues are instantly won over. Lin, this, my friends, is called seamless workplace infiltration. With his colleagues pacified, a case drops. Counselor Wong, dead from a fall. Scene investigation shows loose bricks, a twisted ankle, head wound matches the flower bed. Everything screams tragic accident. Head Inspector Liu moves to close the case, the family in mourning. It's about to be filed away. But Lin pauses. Something's off. The air. It smells like foul play. Just then, a caged oriole catches Lin's eye. He subtly activates his beast speech ability. Instantly, the bird's chirps translate into a crystal-clear eyewitness account. It saw Counselor Wong being shoved from behind. Plot twist incoming. Lin's eyes narrow, and he points straight into the crowd of onlookers. It wasn't an accident, it was murder. And the killer is you. The pressure is overwhelming. The servant's psyche shatters. He collapses, confessing through tears. Inspector Liu is floored, demanding to know how Lin found out. Lin just shrugs with a half-smile. I guessed? Yeah, right. This move is pure legend. A rookie, a few words, and he cracks the case wide open. Word reaches the higher-ups, and officials start taking note. This kid is dangerous. The palace has its eyes on him, too. A concubine's spiritual pet, a cat named Nan Nan, is deathly ill, refusing food. Even by Shuang, the prodigy doctor from the Imperial Medical Academy, is stumped. The concubine is frantic. Hearing of Lin's detective work, she demands, bring him here, cure Nan Nan, and be rewarded. Fail. This isn't a diagnosis. It's a potential death sentence. Stuck between a furious noblewoman and a baffling sickness that stumped a prodigy, Lin's walking into a trap. All eyes are on Lin. He enters the inner palace, approaches the languishing cat, calm as ever. A gentle hand on its forehead. His hidden ace, beast speech, activates. A moment later, a strange smile touches Lin's lips. He bows to the concubine. Your ladyship, be at ease. Nan Nan isn't sick. She's profoundly bored. It's a mental malaise. The entire room freezes. Bored? Mental malaise? Is that even a thing? Lin immediately starts playing with the cat, pulling out a little yarn ball, his technique expert. In moments, Nan Nan is bouncing around, purring contentedly. An absolute miracle. The concubine's wrath melts into pure joy, rewards pouring forth. Even by Shuang, watching from the side, is dumbstruck. The prodigy doctor confronts a shocking truth. All her academic skills couldn't fix a cat's mood. Afterwards, by Shuang gathers her courage to ask Lin his secret. Lin transforms into an empathy guru, offering lightly, just be attentive. I had a cat at home, so I noticed some clues. Listen to that. This is peak, understated flexing. Solving a professional puzzle with just attentiveness, subtly showcasing his emotional intelligence. The way Bai Shuang looks at him shifts completely. Bai Shuang doesn't just admire him. She extends an invitation. I'm mostly at the Imperial Medical Academy. Master Lin, if you're interested in medicine, feel free to come find me. What is this? A VIP pass to the Empire's pinnacle of medical knowledge. Internally, Lin's celebrating. This trip to the palace paid off in spades. Solved the case, leveled up, and snagged a prodigy doctor as his potential mentor. Speak of the devil. The joy evaporates instantly. No sooner has Lin left the palace gates, still basking in his win, than an icy voice cuts through the air. Lin Xiu, causing trouble again. Oh snap. The killing intent is palpable. Lin's neck stiffens. Slowly, he turns and finds Zhao Lingyin, his formidable fiancée, teleported right behind him. Making it worse, Bai Shuang is still watching. This is public execution-level awkward. Lin freezes. I can explain. Even the concubine can't stand watching this disaster. She casually tosses Lin a treasure she has no use for. A sound-sealing stone. It can record and store sound, a fantasy world voice recorder. But plot twist within a plot twist. Without a second thought, Lin pivots and presents the priceless artifact to Zhao Lingyin. She's stunned. Why? Are you giving me this? Lin grins back, open and honest. I have no use for it. You've helped train me, and even collected the ice money. Consider my thanks. Lingyin was just in full interrogation mode. Now, she's holding a legendary artifact, her whole persona glitching. The anger and suspicion are derailed by this completely unexpected gesture. Her eyes dart, cheeks faintly pink, the icy mask starting to slip. This move, soft power against hard power, is masterful. Lin, you sly fox, you must have aced the advanced harem diplomacy elective. This emergency maneuver is a textbook example of how to survive in a dangerous world. After bidding farewell to the medical prodigy by Shuang, Lin Xiu turns around to find his strict fiancée, Zhao Lingyin, materializing right behind him. Her accusing glare silently screams, flirting again. To smooth things over, the imperial consort casually gives him a precious sound-condensing stone. Our quick-witted protagonist, Lin Xiu, immediately sees an opportunity to appease his partner in crime. He turns around and offers it to Lingyin without a second thought. Look at her expression, a mix of shock and a barely concealed flicker of delight. Master of survival and the art of appeasement. By absorbing energy crystals, Lin Xiu's power is skyrocketing. But just as he's feeling unstoppable, a polite invitation lands him in the main hall of Tianxiang Tower. This is no friendly dinner. The trap is set. Holding all the power at the table, the Tianxiang Tower boss lays out his generous deal, a laughably low price for Lin Xiu's ice. He flaunts his connections, thinking this will crush a commoner. He couldn't be more wrong. When the sham negotiation falls apart, the coercion begins. 1 silver piece per barrel? Do you think I'm a fool? Lin Xiu's icy retort sends a clear message. He won't kneel to this extortion. Seeing Lin Xiu's defiance, the boss flaunts his terrifying aristocratic backing. But these powerful names are met with an unervingly calm response from Lin Xiu. Looks like we're at an impasse. His casual dismissal is a slap in the face of power. The deal is dead. The furious boss crushes his wine cup, and from the shadows, a chilling order is given. Handle this properly. Don't end up useless like Qin Song, that name again. Unseen danger is about to strike. Discord community promotion ad. Chapter 14 title page. The retaliation is swift and dirty. A scammer literally drops from the sky onto Lin Xiu in the street. My back is broken. The old man wails. This is textbook entrapment. Lin Xiu sighs internally. Scammers in another world too? Before he can argue, soldiers appear, coincidentally arriving to charge him with assault. Game's up. This is a targeted arrest, all part of the setup. Sun Dalai is ready to explode, but Lin Xiu stops him. To the soldiers' shock, Lin Xiu calmly orders them to lead the way. He looks like a guest, not a prisoner. He knows exactly who's behind this, and coolly sends Sun Dalai back to prepare for the real showdown. Thrown into the Eastern City jail, Lin Xiu takes it as a unique life experience. When a jailer tries to put him in his place, Lin Xiu casually dodges and disarms him. This is no ordinary prisoner. He's a troublemaker who's just getting started. The mastermind shows himself. The Tianxiang Tower boss swaggers into the cell, presenting a heavily lopsided contract. 1 silver. Sign it and you can leave. Otherwise, he thinks Lin Xiu is already broken. But Lin Xiu just looks at him with pitying amusement. I just noticed something interesting. Want to hear it? He studies the boss with a gaze full of mockery. The man has no idea his doom is written all over his face. Lin Xiu delivers the final blow with a fortune-teller's flair. Your forehead is pitch black. A bloody disaster is imminent. It's the perfect provocation. Furious, the boss swears to starve Lin Xiu to death in this cell. But just as it seems hopeless, a dramatic reversal. The imposing figure of Chief Uniquely storms into the jail. His furious voice echoes. You dare delay Lady Lin's ice-making for the imperial court? The entire jail is frozen in terror. The once arrogant boss is now shrinking into the background. Chief Uniquely whisks Lin Xiu away without a second look. That's royal clout. You mess with the Emperor's service, you face the Emperor's wrath. Lin Xiu walks out in scathe, leaving the scheming boss to get a well-deserved thrashing from his own backer. Sweet revenge. Chief Uniquely's warning was no joke. Don't hang around with them anymore. This single intervention crushes the entire scheme and humiliates everyone involved. Lin Xiu's royal connection just paid off massively. Crisis averted for now. Chapter 15 title page. Fresh out of jail, Lin Xiu rushes back to the palace to put out a fire of heat. In the Palace of Eternal Spring, a very sweaty imperial consort is demanding his presence. As he arrived, her patience, much like the ice, has completely melted. As soon as he enters, the imperial consort lays into him. Why are you so late? Want to roast me to death? Spotting her equally miserable cat Nan Nan, Lin Xiu quickly apologizes, a plan already forming to win back her favor. With a knowing smile, Lin Xiu announces, "Calm down, Your Highness. Let me perform a little magic for you." With a wave of his hand, his ice powers manifest. Plates of chilled watermelon and frosty smoothies appear out of thin air. Instant salvation. Instantly appeased, the delighted consort savors her treat. Then, with a dangerously sweet smile, she drops a bombshell. Why don't you stay in the Palace of Eternal Spring? Then I can have chilled fruit anytime. She leans in, delivering the terrifying punchline. The only men who can stay in the palace, apart from the Emperor, are eunuchs, right? Lin Xiu's blood runs cold. He can almost feel the metaphorical blade. Thinking fast, he blurts out his ultimate shield. But I have a marriage contract with Miss Zhao. Phew, saved by the fiancé. That was a close call to becoming Little Lin the eunuch. Heart still racing from his brush with castration, Lin Xiu follows Chief Uniquely to his next assignment, Ruidong Palace. He's just grateful to still be Mr. Lin and not Little Lin, the imperial attendant. Their destination is the residence of Princess Mingy. Li hints that the princess prefers warmth, and the ice is likely for her maids. Lin Xiu gets the message loud and clear. This next client is going to be challenging. Once she learns his identity, Princess Mingy's disdain is palpable. Lin Xiu, the talentless pretty boy engaged to that Zhao woman. She scoffs, aside from your face, you truly lack in every other aspect. Every word is a needle meant to wound. Lin Xiu's response is a masterclass in deflection. With a humble smile, he agrees. You are absolutely right, princess. Aside from this face, I indeed have nothing else worthy of her. His self-deprecating agreement deflates her attack, and somehow makes it worse. The princess explodes. Who praised you? Go make ice and get lost. Back home, Lin Xiu shares the encounter with Zhao Lingyin. Her reaction is dead serious. She delivers a crucial warning. My power is the frost art. Her ability is fire. They're natural opposites. Her final command is chilling. You must stay away from her. A new kind of threat looms, not of schemes, but of a fundamental, elemental clash of destinies. Chapter 16. The CoverGirl squad just keeps getting more impressive. Young Master Lin Xiu, with this entourage of beauties, how many jealous eyes are burning on you right now? Late at night, a familiar folk tune drifts into Lin Xiu's ears. This melody hits a deep chord in his soul, a wanderer from another world. He freezes on the spot. That sound, that feeling, it resonates perfectly. He has to find a singer. He's on the hunt immediately, heading straight for a music house in the city. He walks in and throws money on the table, ready to order a performance. The old proprietor tries to hold him back with rules. Too bad. Young Master Lin is here to give a masterclass himself. The song he wants to hear? It doesn't even exist in this world. Lin Xiu's famous motto. Any problem that can be solved with money isn't a real problem. If it can't, you just haven't offered enough. The proprietor instantly gets it. But the girls are hesitant. Being alone with a man? Some opportunities depend on fate. And fate just shows up. A girl named Sai steps forward. The moment she looks up, Lin Xiu recognizes her. That nostalgic, soul-touching voice from last night? It's her. Sai recognizes him too. She remembers his act of bravery, standing up to the arrogant nobles. Trust is instantly established. Lin Xiu teases her with a smile. Aren't you afraid I might be up to no good? Sai's reply is sincere and heartwarming. And so, a special music lesson begins. Lin Xiu teaches Sai, line by line, a modern ballad from his Earth memories, a song full of life's bittersweet flavor. The moment Tsai opens her mouth and sings, the lyrics transcend time. The melody connects souls. Lin Xiu, the lonely soul wandering this strange world, finally feels the emotional resonance he's been longing for. His eyes well up in that moment, hearing a familiar tune in a foreign land. This kind of comfort is priceless. As the song ends, Lin Xiu thanks her with a full heart and prepares to leave. But he's barely taken a few steps when he hears a soft thud from behind. He turned around to find Sai, who was just singing beautifully, collapsed on the floor. Lin Xiu is startled and rushes back to check on her. Sai weakly says she just feels a bit dizzy. But the strange, shimmering energy faintly swirling around her makes Lin Xiu's heart leap. Wait, this sensation, could it be a magical power awakening? It clicks instantly. No wonder listening to Tsai sing felt so relaxing and soothing. It was the effect of her latent sound-based magic power. This is serious. Time to call in an expert. Lin Xiu immediately decides. Quick, go to the Imperial Hospital and get Miss by Shuang. But speak of the devil. Just as Lin Xiu is about to get help, there's a commotion outside. A eunuch from the Emperor himself barges in, furious. Lin Xiu, Her Majesty's beloved pet Nan, is critically ill again. Come with me to the palace immediately. How many heads do you think you have to lose if you delay Her Majesty's business? Lin Xiu is screaming internally. Oh, come on. The worst possible timing. On one side, Tsai needs immediate attention. On the other, an empress he absolutely cannot afford to offend. A thought flashes through his mind. Maybe make a strategic retreat? Pretend he didn't hear anything and slip away? Promotional page. Let's jump straight into Chapter 17. A new storm is brewing. Chapter 17 cover. Looks like another chapter full of twists and turns ahead. Trying to slip away? Too late. He's caught red-handed and practically dragged before the Imperial concubine. Her face is livid as she points at the dying white cat in her arms. Lin Xiu, look what's wrong with Nan. If you can't cure her, you'll bear the full responsibility. The pressure is intense. The Imperial physicians have checked everything. No wounds, no internal problems. Lin Xiu already knows the answer. He calmly takes the utterly listless cat. Nan rolls her eyes and lets out a desperate cry in beast language. Asterisk meow, meow, meow. Don't touch me. I'm dying of boredom. Stuck in this boring palace every day, not even a bird to catch. Cat life, is so meaningless. Asterisk. A knowing smile spreads across Lin Xiu's face. He turns to the Imperial concubine and says, Your Majesty, I have diagnosed the illness. Under the astonished gazes of all the physicians in attendance, he slowly reveals the truth. Nan isn't sick. She's just bored. This diagnosis leaves everyone utterly speechless. Lin Xiu's prescribed treatment is very Lin Xiu-esque. Let her out of the palace. Let her see the world. The Imperial concubine, though reluctant, agrees for her pet's sake. The moment they step outside the palace gates, the critically ill cat instantly revives, leaping around and finding everything fascinating. With the royal cat situation settled, Lin Xiu immediately remembers his real mission. He quickly brings Miss by Shuang from the hospital and rushes back to the music house. But when they arrive, they find the entrance completely blocked by a crowd of angry patrons. The patrons are shouting, We don't care if Sai is sick or not. We want to hear her sing now. Chaos ensues. Just as Lin Xiu steps up to intervene, an unexpected intruder appears. It's that lackey of Yang Xian, the one Lin Xiu thoroughly beat up before. The man is clearly here to cause trouble and get revenge. Just as the lackey starts throwing the name of his powerful master around, Lin Xiu simply offers a faint smile and casually mentions his connection with a certain powerful figure in the palace. The man's face instantly pales, his bravado vanishing. He scurries away in sheer terror. Trying to mess with me? You're still a rookie. After shooing away the pest, Lin Xiu quickly brings by Shuang to Tsai's bedside. Miss Bai lives up to her reputation as a medical genius. With a gentle application of her power, Tsai's pale complexion visibly flushes with color. The effect is immediate and miraculous. Tsai recovers completely, overflowing with gratitude. Lin Xiu also breathes a sigh of relief and reveals the truth to her. You didn't faint from malnourishment. You accidentally awakened a sound-based magical power. Your voice can resonate with magic and pierce straight into people's hearts. Bai Shuang encourages Tsai. telling her she has immense potential and could definitely become a legendary performer who conquers the entire capital with her voice. Sai is both thrilled and nervous. Lin Xiu just gives a carefree laugh. Want to practice magical manuals in the future? No problem. I'll borrow some from the academy for you next time. A soft blush creeps on Tsai's cheeks. She whispers to Lin Xiu, young master, then from now on, I will sing only for you. The weight of those words is heavier than gold. Lin Xiu pauses for a moment, then smiles and nods. All right, then I'll be counting on you to relieve my boredom in the future. The old proprietor watches all this, secretly delighted. He quickly advises Tsai, girl, this is a heaven-sent opportunity. This Lin Xiu is no ordinary man. You must seize this chance. Meanwhile, in a dark corner somewhere, the humiliated lackey lets out a cry of bitter resentment. Episode 18 kicks off. Young master, please don't show off. Shows off anyway. Lin Xiu knows the viral formula. Palace performance review. The emperor himself is handing out bonuses. Lin Xiu smiles on the outside but panics inside. My royal gig is about to be over. Plot twist incoming. The emperor's favorite concubine drops the ultimate assist. One playful suggestion saves Lin Xiu tens of thousands of silver. His inner fanboy. Concubine QU. I love you. Countdown to academy opening. Lin Xiu stands at the gates, watching prodigies breathe fire and fly. He smirks. Perfect. The buffet of abilities is open, and I'm about to feast. But just then, someone frantically asks, where's Sister Yu? Lin Xiu's mind races. Crap. Has trouble already tracked him to the academy? First day in, and the legend of Lin Xiu is already making rounds. The guy who rejected the prince and captured the Zhao family's beauty, all eyes are on him. He plays coy, but internally, he's living for this. Enter the social butterfly, Li Buozhong. He and Lin Xiu become fast friends in seconds. More importantly, Lin Xiu hears the word thunder from him. Thunder magic? Lin Xiu's eyes lock on. This one's mine. Red alert. Princess Mingi arrives, hostility radiating off her. Her glare screams. You're the one engaged to my rival? Lin Xiu feels the cold sweat. Zhao Lingyin, you're not even here, and you're already getting me targeted. Massive cringe fest. Just as two guys are praising Schwenninger's looks as the second most beautiful, she appears right behind them. Panicked, they backtrack. We meant her soul is beautiful. Souls of beauty, indeed. Qin Wan gives a cold warning. That princess is dangerous. Lin Xiu waves it off, just as he's feeling invincible. Bam! Martial arts boot camp begins. Episode 19, Muscle Matters. But the academy's waters are murkier and deeper than they seem. Hey, Brother Lee. Here for training too. What a coincidence. They share a knowing smile. Recon done. Time to show off. No more laughing. Earth Tier Instructor Sun shows up. His mere presence sends shivers. Strip, form ranks, stand still. Military-style training starts now. Want to leave? Too late. Sun's glare prompts a unanimous, deafening N.O. from the 5 men. Shirts come off in a flash. Male pride, activated in the most basic way. Unfair advantage. Lin Xiu takes off his shirt, and the entire class is stunned. His perfectly sculpted body, glowing with magic after effects, makes the guys swoon. Bro, how? Lin Xiu smiles shyly. Moving rocks. Just moving rocks. Lin Xiu's humble brag hour. Training to hide my magic. He pretends to be a rookie, but internally. Actually, I'm at the advanced level. His copying power stays silent. Sun must be a true martial artist, immune to his cheat. Training's over. Sun reveals the next trial. Qi infusion. Make or break. Meanwhile, news of Lin Xiu's perfect physique is already spreading through the academy's gossip mill. Want to marry him? Wake up. That's Zhao Lingjuan's fiancé. Su Ninga a Oehas. Here is Toning Icy. Zhao Lingjuan's man? How interesting. Consider him claimed. The hunter is in position. Schwenninger lurks in the shadows, vowing to steal Lin Xiu and defeat Zhao Lingjun through him. Poor Lin Xiu just feels a sudden chill. Why do I feel so watched? Bump into love. Schwenninger, now soft and vulnerable, collides with Lin Xiu and turns into a blushing mess. He asks, are you okay? The real game has only just started. Episode 20. Feints and Ploys. The academy is a minefield, and Lin Xiu's every step is calculated. First test, the acting takedown. Schwenninger fakes an ankle twist, tumbling into Lin Xiu's arms. Flustered and blushing, he offers to carry her, almost collapsing from the effort. Cringe level, maximum. Li Buozhong's survival gossip. Schwenninger, one of the 4 beauties, can allegedly fly. She's making the first move? That's SUS. Do not fall for the honey trap, bro. Lin Xiu's internal smirk. Pray? Please. I'll play your game. Let's see who regrets it. Externally, he slaps Li Boizhong's shoulder. To our newfound friendship. Top-tier restaurant, my treat. Blackout time. The immortal drinker Lin Xiu gets wasted by Li Boizhong. Groaning with a hangover, he remembers the shame of being carried home by his bodyguard, and that strange power that grounded Xuan Ninger. To the library. Library ambush. Lin Xiu is hunting for sound magic books for that singer girl he promised. When he turns around, and there she is again. Xuan Ninger beams. Mr. Lin. What a coincidence. Operation Seduction 2.0. Xuan Ninger plops down opposite him, unleashing her full charm. Nobody can resist my beauty. Lin Xiu, meanwhile, fixes his gaze on the book. Not a single glance for a whole hour. Xuan Ninger cracks first. Fuming, she demands to know why he's ignoring her. Lin Xiu finally looks up with a polished, corporate smile. The beautiful and brilliant Miss Ninger. Who in this entire academy doesn't know you? The truth bomb. I just want to be your friend. Xuan Ninger plays the sympathy card. Lin Xiu switches to tragic lead mode. My engagement, the gossip if I'm seen with you. She strikes back. Does your fiancé not even let you have female friends? Counterkill. Lin Xiu grabs her hand, sincerity dripping from his eyes. Of course. I love making friends. From today, we are besties. Xuan Ninger's brain short circuits. Huh, he just agreed. The hunter has met a master. Alight, folks. Chapter 21 is live. Lin Xiu, our cheat code wielding transmigrator, is back. What new trouble is he brewing this time? We kick off with a flashback. Brotherly might hold his liquor, but the hangover of that particular embarrassment still stings. But priorities first, can't be late for class. He's all smiles in front of people, but the second he turns, his eyes shift into predator mode. Old fox, you can't fool me. Lin Xiu is always playing the fool. Meanwhile, on the training field, Instructor Sun is calling for a live demonstration. Here we go. Martial Arts 101. Qi Guidance. This is the first major hurdle for every cultivator. Trying to open your meridians alone? Near impossible. But with a master to guide you, that's a different story. Hold your breath. Focus. Feel the impact of this violent energy. For a rookie like Zhang, and having this overwhelming qi surge into your body feels like a tractor trying to climb a hill. Don't resist. Memorize its flow. Instructor Sun's golden qi roars like a mad dragon, blasting through clogged meridians. Zhang, and hold on. Endure this, and you step into the true martial world. He made it. The process was pure agony, but he endured. Holding out this long on your first try is already good. Instructor Sun's approval is more potent than any elixir. Just as he catches his breath, trouble finds him. Who? Young Master Wang Wei, awakened with a Xian-tier inferior spatial ability, and Xuan Ninger's obsessive admirer. He gets straight to the point. Stay away from Ninger. You're not worthy of her. Lin Xiu's face remains calm, but a light bulb just went off in his head. Spatial abilities? Huh? If Ninger isn't interested, I am. See that look in his eyes, folks? New prey, target acquired. Speak of the devil. Xuan Ninger even brought water for Lin Xiu, a move that set his heart racing. But alas, the jealous watchdog Wang Wei explodes on the spot. Lin Xiu, I challenge you. Do you dare accept? Powder keg ignited. Fight me. If I win, you stay away from Ning. If I lose, I leave. The wager is set. The duel is on. Xuan Ninger is frantic. Mr. Lin, don't agree to him. But the arrow is knocked, ready to fly. Ninger is internally screaming. Her grand plan was to see the Zhao genius humiliated, not have Lin Xiu driven away. But Lin Xiu seals it with one line. This is a fight between men. All right then, let's fight. No backing down. The fight begins, and Wang Wei goes all out. Xian-tier spatial power, combined with golden lightning crackling on his wooden sword. Cleave the head. A killing move right off the bat. He's aiming to cripple. Clang of metal on wood. Sparks fly. Lin Xiu block. His power-infused wood sword barely holds against the savage blow. But the shockwave cracks the ground beneath them. Duong. A deafening crash, and young Master Wang is left reeling. Ow, is this possible? All that's left in his head is ringing and stars. Fight's over. Quick break. Want faster releases? You know what to do. Chapter 22? Rolling right in. Lin Xiu stands over the unconscious Wang Wei, dropping the classic villain line. That's it? I haven't even exerted myself yet. The damage is minimal, but the humiliation is maximal. Just as others think he'll call a doctor, Lin Xiu puts on a show. No need to trouble the court physician. He scoops up Wang Wei, the picture of a helpful friend. But that devilish grin gives him away. Kid, your USB port is mine. Copy, initiate. The progress bar ticks up. Lin Xiu's hand rests on Wang Wei's face as an invisible data stream floods in. Copying abilities? His bread and butter. Copying at 73%. But then, a flash of light, a spike of agony. This guy Wang Wei is unconscious, but his subconscious is fighting back. Trying to interrupt my USB transfer? Not a chance. Time for the medical formalities. Old physician's diagnosis. Minor injuries, change the dressing in the afternoon. But Lin Xiu's mind is already miles away. Success. Spatial ability acquired. A medicine gourd in hand, vanishing and reappearing at will. This is the ultimate skill for travel and righteous deeds. Also, Lin Xiu discovered a key point. Bigger contact area equals faster copying? Heh. Talk about timing. He literally turns and bumps into another key character, Bai Shuang, the medical prodigy of the Imperial Hospital. Lin Xiu instantly puts on his polite smile. Miss Shuang, what a coincidence. Internally, he's wiping sweat. Almost exposed. A golden opportunity. Lin Xiu seizes the moment to ask to learn medicine. The gentle and brilliant Shuang agrees, personally guiding him through pulse diagnosis. Lin Xiu is genuinely touched. Miss Shuang, you're truly the best. But then disaster strikes. As his fingers touch by Shuang's wrist, the familiar copy interface in his mind freezes. Loading. 0%. It won't budge. Panic floods Lin Xiu. My cheat. It's malfunctioning. Calm down, think. A flash of insight. He gets it. Copying isn't some external system. It is the superpower he awakened. It's an ability, which means it needs continuous awakening to level up. Right now, my skill slots are full. But before he can process this earth-shattering revelation, a bigger crisis arrives. The second miss of the Zhao family, the icy Zhao Lingyin. I rushed here worried about you, and you're flirting with girls? Oh no, the harem collision scenario is here, right on schedule. Lin Xiu, critical danger. He bolts. Lingyin, listen to my explanation. It's the classic chase scene, punctuated by a crisp smack. Be it a slap or something else. Meanwhile, a certain snitch also feels a sharp pain in his neck. Wait, why the neck? Chapter 23 teaser. Lin Xiu's cheat hits its awakening bottleneck. The romantic battlefield explodes, and, in the shadows, someone is left puzzled by this strange neck pain. The plot just got a whole lot thicker. Oh no. Lin Xiu is chasing his fiancée Zhao Lingyin, running frantically, sweat beading on his forehead. He's desperate. He just learned pulse diagnosis from Miss by Shuang, and now his ice-cold fiancée has caught him red-handed in a compromising situation. Lingyin hits him with a single command. Swear it. The tension skyrockets. But look at how smoothly Lin Xiu clasps his hands and makes his vow. If there's a half-truth in this, it's practically rehearsed. The words sound sweet. My relationship with Miss Shuang is pure. But to his fiancée's ears, how much of that is believable? A crisis of trust is just around the corner. Boom. Total meltdown. If I'm lying, let the heavens strike me with thunder. May I meet a bad end. He hurls this earth-shattering oath. The next moment, Lin Xiu folds. He lays it all bare. Okay, I admit it. I just wanted to touch a girl's hand. I'm shameless. Well. This spectacular self-sabotage makes Ling Yin's rage flare up, literally. You said you'd stay virtuous. Trust? Utterly shattered. Cornered, Lin Xiu pulls a desperate card. I'm in love with someone else. I can't marry you. He's trying to use true love as a shield. But Ling Yin counters with a precision strike. You've been frequenting Li Hua Yuan lately. Could it be you've fallen for a performer there? Lin Xiu's pupils dilate in shock. Inner monologue. She knows? A terrifying realization. His fiancée's intelligence network is scarily good. Lin Xiu, the master of self-destruction, drops the classic player's line. Can I say I like all three of them? I just want to give every beautiful girl a warm home. Is that wrong? The sheer audacity. Zhao Lingyin is so mad, she's practically sprouting fox ears. Lin Xiu, at this rate, you're flooring the accelerator straight towards a face full of her frost magic. Cue the pink bubble grand finale. Lin Xiu throws his arms wide, bathed in a shower of romantic petals, as if embracing all the beauties of the world. The ethereal illusions of two stunning women float around him. Men, they sure know how to dream beautiful dreams. But the prettier this scene, the worse the crash is going to be when Lingyin finds him. Zhao Lingyin is furious. You almost had me fooled, she rages. The two part ways in anger, trust completely broken. Cut to another scene. A red-haired man, Yang Xian's lackey who was beaten by Lin Xiu earlier, grits his teeth and touches a wound on his neck. Lin Xiu is a beast. New grudges, old grudges. This feud is absolutely set in stone. The red-haired lackey is at his base, seething with regret. I had a chance to disable him, but bad luck, he mutters. Gripping his sword hilt, his eyes gleam with malice. Once is bad luck, twice can be blamed on luck, but it can't be bad luck every time. Looks like I underestimated him. Meanwhile, cut to Lin Xiu. He's shirtless, casually playing a zither, while gold and silver coins materialize out of thin air. Using his copied spatial ability, he's making easy money, completely carefree. Lin Xiu meditates under a starlit sky. Manual mode. Enchant with true chi. The taste of infinite swordsmanship. Just a skill name sounds overpowered. But he's also fretting about control. Future me. When using my replication ability, I need to be more careful. If I get caught by my sister-in-law again, I'm done for. Swinging between grand ambition and sheer panic. This is just the daily life of our boy Xiu. Suddenly, a high-tech promo page. Join the Discord to follow your favorite series and get updates. Fellas, if you want to see exactly how Xiu crashes and burns next time, hit that join button. Think of it as your instant notification system for his next epic fail. Chapter 24 kicks off in style. The main cast assembles for a group shot. The title Young Master, please don't show off, feels like a dangerous promise. Alright Xiu, can you survive this entire episode intact? Money, money, money. Lin Xiu and his burly bodyguard, Sun Dalai, are on a mission. Activating scanning mode, they haul a chest of silver, scouring the city for a specific place. Young Master, where are we going with all this cash? Don't ask, just watch the master at work. Cut to a majestic, wooden building. Ju Ing Hall, an Earth-tier martial arts school. Pricey? Absolutely. But boosting their strength is now top priority. The price list is a shocker. Earth-tier, master-guided chi induction. 100 taels per session. Lin Xiu's eye twitches. That's ridiculously expensive. The hall master grins. Skill of this level is rare and precious. You get what you pay for. Just then, the nearby training ground erupts with a thunderous HYH. Naked, muscular men channel explosive energy. Pricey? Yes. Effective? Absolutely. Inside the hall, it's packed with elite fighters. Both Lin Xiu and Sun Dalai are stunned. No wonder they say Earth-tier martial artists rival quintuple awakening esoteric practitioners. This place might be worth every penny. But little do they know, Hall Master Chen Xiong's pet is about to give them a massive surprise. A martial arts instructor glares at them. You two, what are you here for? Sun Dalai hastily presents the money chest. We request chi induction from the Hall Master. Rules understood, money brought. The red-haired guide turns to lead them. Just then a massive, tiger-headed beast slowly leans into view, huffing steam. This thing is the pet. The Hall Master turns out to be a stern, frosty beauty, and she's in a foul mood. Ahu is very sick. No business today. Come back another time. Just as they're being dismissed, Sun Dalai vanishes on the spot. Nothing but a silhouette and a disappear effect. The red-haired guide and the Hall Master stare in shock. Wait, where did he go? Hang on, you big, hulking bodyguard. You've been hiding tricks like this? An opportunity presents itself. Using his beast language ability, Lin Xiu listens and understands. The tiger has a bone stuck in its throat. He steps forward with confidence. I can treat it. The Hall Master is skeptical. Xiu delivers a professional diagnosis. Finally, she takes matters into her own hands and, bingo, pulls a small bone fragment right out. Ahu is relieved. And the way the Hall Master looks at Lin Xiu now, completely transformed. Debt of gratitude acquired. Hall Master Chen Xiong waves a hand grandly. You've done me a great service. Forget the money. I'll start the induction for free. Lin Xiu's smile couldn't be wider. Gratis? No. Good deeds have good rewards. Thanks to beast language, he just saved hundreds of taels. Talk about a return on investment. Sun Dalai gets pushed onto the operating table. Lin Xiu is lost in a happy daydream. Once Miss Haitang is redeemed, we'll open a veterinary clinic together. Instant fortune. The next moment, the Hall Master's stern voice cuts through. Since the Hall Master said so, what are you waiting for? Get up there. Brother Dalai, prepare for the baptism of Qi induction. Holy smokes. With a mighty roar, Sun Dalai's shirt explodes. A golden surge of true Qi erupts around him. Success on the first try. Even the Hall Master is shocked. He succeeded in one go. Dalai is ecstatic. Young Master, I feel filled with power. The Hall Master laments, what a pity. If this brother had entered this path 20 years earlier, his strength might surpass mine. Wait, did he just say he swapped brains? Now it's Lin Xiu's turn. The Hall Master offers with a grin. Young man, you have good physique. I'll guide you for free. Lin Xiu beams. Thank you, Hall Master. If Ahu has any problems in the future, just call me. He's not one to pass up a deal. Her smile widens. Come just for that promise. You're not leaving today until you succeed. 1 hour later, a disciple asks, concerned, Master, what's wrong with you? Hall Master Qin Xiong is slumped on the floor, his face twisted in agony, a phantom purple skull hovering around him. 20 times. Exactly 20 times, he howls. Do you know how I've spent this entire hour? I almost got drained dry and begged for mercy. Good grief. Lin Xiu used the Earth Tier Master as a human-shaped battery pack, draining him over and over. Hall Master Qin Xiong, we salute your sacrifice. Chapter 25 cover is as dazzling as ever. All right, Xiu, after draining the Hall Master dry last time, who's next on your list to terrorize this episode? Xiu trains alone under a tree. Exhale. Focus. His eyes snap open. BAM. A punch strikes out, bursting with a brilliant blue spiral of energy. It might not be the sonic boom-level punch of Lin Yin, but the progress is remarkable. A slight smile plays on Lin Xiu's lips. Not bad at all. He's no longer the little weakling who could only survive by copying others. He gets a bit cocky, daydreaming about reaching the pinnacle and dominating Lin Yin. The fantasy is sweet. The reality? Not so much. Isn't today your rest day? Zhao Lingyin's voice cuts in from behind him. Lin Xiu jolts in terror. Well, there goes that daydream, caught red-handed. Lingyin's eyes gleam with excitement. You progressed too fast. The old method is useless now. I found a new place. Lin Xiu stares at the stone plaque reading Tianzi Academy and gulps. I have a bad feeling about this. Any place Zhao Lingyin calls perfect is guaranteed to be a special kind of hell. Oh, my goodness. The new training ground is a gigantic bed of mystical ice, complete with a few curious penguins standing by. We're training. Here. Lin Xiu's jaw drops. Lingyi nods. Xiu eyes the frost-rimed surface. You're not planning to freeze me solid on this, are you? Zhao Lingyin sits serenely at the center of the ice bed, solid as a rock. Lin Xiu chickens out, opting for just the very edge. If Sis can handle the center, this little corner should be fine. The next second, his face turns blue-green. Enough. Enough. I'm frozen to the bone. He'd underestimated the power of Millennium Ice and the ruthlessness of Zhao Lingyin, drill instructor from hell. Zhao Lingyin hits him with the ultimate question. Rest? What's more important, strength or rest? In the following days, Lin Xiu enters a state of pure enlightenment. Silver-haired beauty invites him boating. Not today, I'm unwell. Medic sister wants to discuss techniques. Not today, I'm too tired. Courtesan offers a musical performance. Say no more. I am free from worldly desires. Drained dry by the mystical ice, Lin Xiu sees through the mortal realm, his heart as still as water. Xiu, this must be the karmic payback for all those reckless oaths you swore. Bruh, Lin Xiu is done. From once every 3 days with Sister Zhao's brutal training to 3 times a day now. He's completely drained, can't even get out of bed, and feels like awakening is just one step away. Just as he's basking in his exhaustion on the bed, disaster strikes. No mercy in training. When Lin Xiu asks if they're continuing, Sister Zhao's icy gaze says it all. For power and freedom, she'll keep torturing him. But then, the ultimate plot twist. She's leaving the capital. He goes from hell to heaven in a heartbeat, trying and failing to hide his sheer delight. Before the Ice Queen leaves, she lays down the law. Don't go around chasing other girls while I'm gone. Lin Xiu's reply is the picture of innocence. Don't worry, I'll be a good boy. But that one glance and his inner monologue scream the opposite. As if, with Sister Zhao gone, Lin Xiu is free. His first stop? Finding the songstress Saidi, who thinks he's forgotten her. Her heart is breaking, until he shows up with a bang. Bam! Lin Xiu materializes right in front of her. Saidi, check out the present I brought you. She's completely stunned. Talk about a dramatic entrance. The gift. The long-awaited sound magic training guide. Saidi holds the shimmering, golden book in awe. Lin Xiu just smiles. Another problem solved with style. Tears well in Saidi's eyes. How can she repay such a priceless gift? Lin Xiu gently touches her cheek, his voice soft. Your songs have healed my loneliness. This is the best thank you I can give. Caught in the tender moment, she realizes she doesn't even know his name. Mr. Lin. Lin Xiu. The pieces click into place for Saidi. That Young Miss Zhao he's engaged to, it's her? Lin Xiu, catching her awe, can't help but feel a pang of insecurity. Am I not good enough for her? He thinks. Saidi quickly says how perfect they are for each other. Lin Xiu beams, thinking, huh, Saidi seems to really like me. But at that exact moment, a sense of impending doom washes over the faraway Master Zhao. The girl's intuition is real. Don't worry, folks, Lin Xiu's a true time manager. After charming Saidi, he's back on the grind, guiding his loyal guard Zhang and in his chi training. And bam, success. Lin Xiu personally corrects Zhang and's posture, teaching him to channel chi into his weapon. The focus, the golden energy swirling around the blade. Our boy is making serious progress. But this peaceful training session is shattered by a furious shout from above. Lin Xiu. It's Xuan Ning. She waves a birthday invitation, her tone a mix of flirtation and frustration, asking if he'll reject her again. Lin Xiu tries to use Sister Zhao as an excuse, but Ninger's next question hits a nerve. Ninger asks if he's being bothered by that rival, Wang Wei. Lin Xiu brushes it off, saying it's all handled. But then she drops a bombshell. The strange thing is, Wang Wei used to always hang around Qin Wan. Qin Wan, that name, belonging to someone already dead, hits Lin Xiu like a physical blow. All the previous suspicions and conflicts suddenly converge on a single, mysterious point. The real storm is gathering. Fast forward to Ninger's birthday bash under the stars. A glittering gathering of nobles. Jade pendants, pearl harps, chests of silver. It's less a party, more a who's richer contest. And who arrives fashionably late, commanding all attention? That's right, Lin Xiu. Lin Xiu steps in, confidence radiating. The whole room is watching, wondering what this so-called ordinary young master could possibly have as a gift. Ninger's heart skips a beat, her cheeks flushing. Lin Xiu strolls up with a classic line. Miss Ninger, you look beautiful tonight. She's melting, but that tender moment draws immediate suspicion and hostility from the men around them. The most hostile gaze belongs to Yang Xian, the arrogant son of Marquis Yongping. He looks at Lin Xiu like a lowly intruder, demanding to know who he is. But when Ninger introduces him as Lin Xiu, son of Lin Bingyan, boom, the shock hits like a thunderclap. Bin Jin's son. Yang Xian's face completely transforms, a look of utter shock and disbelief taking over. That seemingly ordinary guy is him. Introducing our protagonist, Lin Xiu. Just mention his name, and the noble kids practically see red. Their jealous glares could curdle milk. This is high society with all the petty ambition of a gladiator's arena. Two figures standing in the silent courtyard. Dark robes against light. Utter stillness, right before the storm breaks. Miss Ninger's birthday banquet has devolved into a full-on gift power struggle. First, forced pleasantries. Then, the heavy artillery arrives. I had my men search the western regions for this. Moon Pearl. Moon Pearl? Wrong. It's a monster crystal. 5th tier grade. Do you see that? Not just a gem, but a priceless cultivation artifact that can boost cultivation speed and the chance of awakening. Someone's eyes just turned into dollar signs. All eyes are on Yang Xian and his priceless crystal. All eyes are waiting for Lin Xiu, the empty-handed one, to fail. But he just smiles and pulls out an ancient scroll from his sleeve bearing a single, ominous character, Soul. He ignites the scroll, and a pillar of light shoots into the sky. Wait a minute, it's not a secret technique. It's fireworks. While everyone expects a world-shaking treasure, he gives her a display of brilliant, fleeting light. Laughter breaks out. Ha ha ha, the gift you brought Miss Ning is just fireworks. The mockery is thick. Lin Xiu doesn't flinch. He was waiting for this very moment. The night sky ignites, a cascade of color. Under the blossoming pyrotechnic storm, Miss Ninger's breath catches. In her eyes, the reflection of the stars outshines all the petty gossip and judgment from below. Back to that night. Some girls chatter that fireworks are cheap, but beautiful. Some sneer about vanity. Only Miss Ninger, watching the radiant sky, says with a smile, "This is the best gift I received today." Beside her, Xuan Ninger watches with a bittersweet smile. It could have been great if your background weren't. That one word, Qin, hangs between them like an unbreachable chasm. The undercurrents never stop. After the party, the real games begin. Your gift was truly unique. The false praise starts. There's no one else here, so drop the act, comes the sharp, immediate retort. Lin Xiu finds Yang Xian. No more games. You were the one behind Wang Wei's challenge, weren't you? Yang Xian's smile vanishes. The shadow war is now a direct confrontation. Yang Xian forces a calm tone. Lin Xiu, seems there's a misunderstanding? But Lin Xiu's smile widens, sharp as a knife. I like that look. The look of someone who despises me and is utterly powerless to do anything about it. The verbal jab hits home. Conflict escalates. Young Shuan explodes. I want to let you live a little longer. But since you're begging for death, I'll oblige. Facing the threat, Lin Xiu remains ice cold. He'd been preparing. 10 second-tier monster crystals, 1,000 taels of silver. All for tonight. I must maintain my strength until the second awakening. Back at his manor, Lin Xiu plunges into a frenzied cultivation session. One after another, precious monster crystals crumble to dust in his hands, their energy funneled into his veins. Sweat pours, chi churns, and he pushes relentlessly against the limits of his own body. The first attempt fails. One crystal wasn't enough, but he anticipated this. Fortunately, I brought a lot of crystals. A whole box of them. He's betting everything he has for a single chance at a breakthrough. 7 days of seclusion. The manor gate is shut tight. The only one coming and going is his dog, Rhubarb. Until today. Rhubarb, come here. The dog's mind reels. Who speaks? Is there a second dog in the yard? Meanwhile, Yang Xian is fuming. Target hasn't left his home in 7 days. Only a yellow dog comes and goes. The report starts calmly, but the news of the dog is the last straw. His teacup shatters in his hand. Useless. Back at the manor, Lin Xiu is bored out of his mind. Cultivation, wait, repeat. When's the next fire going to start? This is boring. Finally a sound, not from the front gate, but the back. Missed by Shuang Shuang bursts in. Lin Xiu, were you waiting for me? His eyes light up like a gambler seeing his cards. Missed by, was it concubine Chu who sent you? The spirit beast, it's sick again, isn't it? She's stunned. How did you know? He just smiles. Spirits like that are sensitive creatures. One outing was never enough. Miss Bai, please wait at the front gate. But for himself, he heads straight for the back gate. Rhubarb's intel was perfect. The back route is clear. Meanwhile, the spy at the front gate is losing his mind. It's been days. Why hasn't he come out? Unless he actually is a mutant dog in disguise. The Imperial Palace. The Emperor summons him. Lin Xiu examined this. Why is Nan Nan so weak? Bowing low, Lin Xiu lays out his prepared script. Your Majesty, I'm no doctor, but having raised cats and dogs, I know a little about animal habits. Concubine que Luc en anxieusely. Lin Xiu makes a serious diagnosis. The spirit is in deep distress. It needs a quiet room. Permission is instantly granted. He picks up the little pink cat, ready to begin his treatment. The real one. In the quiet room, he grips the kitten by the scruff. The creature jolts awake. Who touches my behind? Lin Xiu grins. Don't look, it's me. The kitten is baffled. You understand me? Are you a tiger too? Aren't you a cat? That one question ignites a tiny, furry bomb. Check out young Master Lin's moves. The palace's depressed spirit animal Nan Nan was putting on a whole I'm just so exhausted show. Lin Xiu countered with a dose of tender care. He saw right through that furry little act. Cut to the outside the palace hall. Someone's losing their mind with worry. Concubine Shui is pacing, barely holding herself back. And then, the door swings open. Inside, a crimson-eyed girl calls out Nan Nan in utter shock and delight. That one word tells you everything. It's a success. All right, mission accomplished. Time for the debrief. The moment the reunion's over, the interrogation begins. Head eunuch Li can't wait any longer, cutting straight to the chase. Lin Xiu, how is Nan Nan? Talk about putting the pressure on.